We're going to get to the questions in just a moment, but before we do, just giving a warning to everybody. If you haven't seen Last of Us Season 2, Episode 2, you should tune out right now. We're going to talk about it for maybe like 5 minutes, and then we're going to jump into these questions, maybe even less. I don't know. But I'm warning everybody. So if you haven't seen it, time for you to jump out. We're going to do a spoiler discussion on Episode 2. You have been warned. I'll put my hand up, say, okay, this is the beginning of the spoiler. I'll do it again when it's over. Okay, Roxy. So I, unfortunately, because of doing, this for as long as we've been doing this,
You knew.
I didn't know that was going to happen here. I knew it was going to happen during this season. I wasn't sure if they were going to prolong it or let it go for a little bit. But I knew what happens in the game with Joel. I knew that was going down. And then you got to start to hear rumblings about that they're going to do it sooner than later. Apparently they do it differently in the game. In the game, you don't know the motive right away, and it just happens. And in this, they kind of let you know the motive right away. And I understood why she did what she did, but I hate her. Like, I hate her. I understand why it drove her the way she was, and if the story was about her, I probably would have hated Joel and said, good. But I'm not. It's not. It was about Joel, and it was about Ellie, and it got me to play Pedro Pascal. And it was brutal, and it was really good acting all the way around, and it pissed me off because Joel saved her twice.
Yep.
It pissed me off. All right, let's talk about Stitch Fix. I know shopping's hard. I know it is. I found a much better way to do it, though. Stitch Fix, online personal styling, and makes it so easy. I'm not a shopping person. Doesn't matter. Even if I can figure out my size, stores never seem to really have what I need in stock. Then I'm not a crowds person. I'm not a lines person. I don't have the time for it. Stitch Fix, it gets you a stylist who understands your style, understands the size, gets the budget. They do all the shopping for you. So I just give my stylist the one that I have right now. I give them the size, I give them the style, I give the budget preferences. I order boxes when I want, how I want, no subscription required. And he just sends me for pieces, pluses, outfit recommendations, styling tips. It's awesome. I keep what works, and then I send back the rest. It's very easy. There's no stores, there's no crowds, there's no stress. Just personalized looks that you're going to love. Stitch Fix makes it all so easy. And it looks like you know what you're doing, too. If you're walking around, you go, hey, look at you. You're in style. I said, I know, right? And then I give Stitch Fix some props. Anyway, make style easy. Get started today at stitchfix.com/KHS. One more time, stitchfix.com/KHS.
Totally, Kristian. I felt like anger after this episode, which is so weird because people are like, well, what about Game of Thrones with the Ned Stark or the Red Wedding? I didn't feel anger after those. This I felt anger after.
Right.
Those I felt like, whoa, no way. This felt like I don't want to do this without him. This show to me, the dynamic between Joel and Ellie is what I love about the show.
Right.
And so that doesn't mean that I won't get back on board. It's just how I felt after watching this episode. Like, I didn't think it was the right story choice.
I know.
Now, I could be dead wrong.
Right.
And I hope I am.
They got to get you invested with it. I mean, I think what they were trying to do at the end of this episode, or even the middle of it, was really get you on board with his brother, right?
Because, Tommy, and I am on board with Tommy.
And I feel like Tommy's going to be the one now that kind of steps up. And I don't know. I don't know enough about the game, but I think he's going to be the one that kind of fills in that, him and his wife, filling in that position. And the question is Ellie going to be the one now who is essentially like Abby, who is just hell-bent on revenge?
If we know anything about Ellie, it is that when she looks and says, I'm going to kill you all,
right,
that's now her sole motivation in life. That's all. Now, there's follow-up questions on that. Will Dina be along for that journey? Will Tommy be along for that journey? Will Jesse be along?
In the game, Tommy was the one in the room.
Right. Which makes sense. But I think it's really smart what they did with the show here. This is why it's like I'm of two minds, because it's brilliant television making. Because as somebody who watches 120 shows a year, I've gotten very used to television formats. And one thing I know for sure after watching 4,000 seasons of The Walking Dead and every other apocalypse show that has ever been, is that if you take all of your main characters. I know when you're not listening to me.
I am listening to you. If you take all your main characters, I'm listening.
Just repeat the last thing I said.
No, that's what you just said. You said watch.
You take,
all right, you know what I'm gonna do? Just to prove you wrong, then you have to apologize. Okay.
no, let me keep going.
Oh.
So if you, I believe you, I believe you, I believe you, I believe you.
Yeah.
So if you take all of your main characters and you put them outside of a wall, right? Yeah. So we have taken Abby, Ellie, Dina, Jesse, and Joel, and we've moved them outside of a wall. Usually what that means in an apocalypse show is that when there's that break-in inside, everybody inside's going to die.
Right.
Because all the leads that need to live are outside, so you can torch the town.
So that's what you thought.
So immediately I was like, oh, 100% Tommy and Maria are going to die. The rest of the town, they're going to come home and there's going to be nothing left. And we're going to have to go on the road again, which is very smart for this show to do. Right. Because then when Tommy makes it with this flamethrower situation, I'm like, oh, okay, phew, Tommy didn't die. I felt at ease.
Right. Because you're like, there's no way they're going to kill anybody else, like Joel or anybody else. Right.
No way. I mean, I would have bet everything on the fact that Joel and Ellie would make it through the season as the only two.
Right. Yeah. Well,
it's so wrong. Crazy. And that is so smart of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do this. We're going to stop talking about it for now because we have a lot to discuss. So everybody put your thoughts in there, and maybe we'll put a spoilers clips up there for The Last of Us.